Welcome, welcome, peace and love. Today is April 14th, 2019, and I sincerely apologize for my live streaming. For whatever reason, I kept getting booted out, and I believe my hard drive is pretty much almost full. So I need to clean up some stuff, and then hopefully in the near future, I can go live, and so we can have a discussion in regards to child support in our cases and any suggestions that people may have, and so we can help each other out to get through the process. I know you guys all were looking at my lawsuit I filed recently, I think in January, in January 2019, in regards to my civil rights case. And I thank you all who found it humorous and reading my case on Pacer. I'm going to go over it too and make another video about that. Many people are asking me, well, why sue them? You should just go to the agency, to the state, and close your case out. It's not about closing the case out. That's irrelevant to me right about now. I can still do what I want to do. But the problem is, the issue is that the agents had no authority to remove my kids in a child support hearing. That's the issue, and obviously the federal court does not want to deal with it because that's their colleagues, and basically that's the issue I'm facing. And I'm hoping that they get put in jail in regards to what they did, because it's treasonous what they did to me. So it's not about going to the state or go back to the court and close the case out and this and that. It's not about that. It's in regards to they didn't have the authority to do what they did, and they violated that every right based on their agreements. So we can take it back to 1996. So, and now it's war right now. I'm getting from all angles. But anyways, back to this bill. This bill was published on March 14th, 2019, and it's called, you see here, the Child Support Evader Law that's been introduced into the legislation rather, and it was, like I said, it was introduced by Assembly Member Tom Lackey and co-authored by Senator Scott Wilkes. Now this is in California, so I'm only speaking to those in California. And for other states, you guys have probably a similar thing. That you can go to their website, and look up the laws and what it says and everything else, and these enactments. But according to Assembly Member Lackey, he stated on the news rather, in a press release, that basically it has worked for. It was very successful in other states. And see, the problem with that is it's been successful in other states because some states are very, very complacent. Some states or some people are not willing to fight back or challenging these unconstitutional acts. That's why it was very successful. But I'm not going to go take a whole lot of time, but I'm going to leave a link in my description, and I want you to look at this bill. Basically, it went back for some revisions, and you see the red part means that it was revised. So this was the actual bill initially, and when you say, which is the people of the state of California do enact, what they're saying is that the corporation of the state of California, the people is not considered you and I. The people is the corporation. Excuse me. So basically, there has to be a majority of vote for this bill to pass. The history of this bill, you can see now it has been re-referred to the Commission on Judiciary. And then why it goes to judiciary? Because they want to enact it into law. They already know that child support is an administrative arm and it's through the executive branch, and they use the judiciary to enforce this unconstitutional act. And why I say it's unconstitutional? Let's go to California law real quick. Under California law, the California Constitution is stated explicitly under Article 1, Declaration of Rights. And it says, all people are by nature free and independent and have inalienable rights. Among these are enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining safety, happiness, and privacy. Okay? Then after that, we can go to Section 6. It says, slavery is prohibited, and voluntary servitude is prohibited except to punish a crime. So child support is not a crime, So involuntary servitude is it voluntarily put you into servitude, like locking you up in jail, and to punish you for not paying child support. It's prohibited. Right here, it says right there. And see, California is part of the Union of the United States on paper. So these constitutional acts or amendments or resolutions have been added because they have to follow the United States Constitution, which they're part of the Union. So let's go to section 8. It says, 9. It says a bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts may not be passed. You hear that? It says a bill of attainder, or ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts may not be passed. So a law, which is a child support evader law, impairing the obligation of contracts may not be passed. They can't force you to pay child support. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. So the judge says this, the judge says that they can't do it. And they know it because you don't know the difference. I didn't know. I thought, like I said, my career or my job was in healthcare. And I was going to school, to further my education in the healthcare field. But, as we all thought, all courts are supposed to be equal and free and all this type of other nonsense they teach us in school. And not when my ex filed for a modification for child support, then the commissioner gives custody to my ex in a child support hearing. That's the thing. So I didn't know the difference. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't have a law to back up. But now I have the law to back it up from my research and reading and other advocates who have assisted me along the way. It's right there. Okay? So then, let's see. So back over to this bill. I hate going back here because then it's going to make me not look it up again. Okay, I knew it. Let's see. Bill information. We're going to go 14.8. Yep, it's not going to let me go. Let's go back to home. This. Okay, there we go. So, with this bill, and this the comparison bill, which was amended on March 14th, and it says here, and like I said, what got me is that on section E, it says, prior to placing an obligor on the website, the department shall contact the custodial parent of the child or children to whom the child support is owed. If the custodial parent objects to the obligor's name or photograph or both being placed on the website, the department shall not publish the obligor's name or photograph or both on the website. So that means that the custodial parent has the right to put your name on the internet to say this is who he is or who she is, how much she owes, and so on and so forth. So the custodial parent is supposed to be the driving force. See, I think this bill basically came from the current director of the California Department of Child Support Services, and the reason why I say that is because he's from Southern California, and so is these agents, under the color of law, Tom Lackey and Scott Wilkes. And basically, I believe nobody in Northern California will sign this bill or anything. But anyway, so under the status, it shows here it's in committee. They supposedly had been heard on the 25th of March, but I didn't see anything. I went online because I wouldn't have drove up there and just to, they was going to be in session. But I believe they did not have a public hearing because they know a lot of people will show up and they don't want to be there all day and all afternoon discussing my case, this, that, and the other, So right now, it's an active bill. It's in committee process right now, and I urge everybody to submit their position letter. And what you can do is go to https. You go to assembly.gov, and then therefore, let me walk you through the process. Hold on. Okay, so we go to www.assembly.ca.gov, and then this is the state's website for the Assembly House, and then you go to committees, it's right here, You're going to scroll down because child support is under Health and Human Services, so it's Human Services. And then you say, it will say, welcome to the Committee on Human Services. You have the committee chair, and then you have the vice chair. Then you want to submit your position letter. And then from here in this portal, you have to, register, of course, create an account, your email, your password, and then there's an option you put what type of bill you're for or against, or your position on that particular bill, and then you'll send it. It will go directly to the committee. And lastly, under 42 U.S.C. 1994, the Peonage Act, or Peonage Code, it says peonage abolished, which means that slavery is abolished. The holding of any person to service or labor under the system known as peonage is abolished and forever prohibited in any territory or state of the United States. And all acts, laws, resolutions, orders, regulations, or uses of any territory or state which have heretofore established, maintained, or enforced, or by virtue of which any attempt shall hereafter be made to establish, maintain, or enforce directly or indirectly the voluntary or involuntary service or labor of any persons as peons, and liquidation of any debt or obligation, or otherwise are declared null and void. And then there you have it right there. So this bill right here to me, it's unconstitutional, and it violates your privacy rights under the Privacy Act. That's just my opinion. It's also it's slanderous, and it's a defamation of your character. I believe so. It's the defamation of your character. So I suggest that you get this bill, read it, and submit your position letter on this bill, because if you don't take action, it's going to affect you and many others after you. So until next time, you guys, be strong, stay encouraged, and be informed.